British Columbia. Now, when I say not too far off, it's sometimes it might take a couple of hours, 3-4 hours, by flight. However, in Alberta, we have the popular Edmonton, which is just about less than 2 hours, about an hour or 30 minutes drive away. And we also have University of Calgary, so it's located very close to Calgary. That's just about an hour, 5 minutes away, where Keyano College is situated. So yes, this is just an overview of what it looks like in Keyano College. You see, it has very beautiful landscapes, a lot of mountains, and then you have like your nice looking overview. In terms of services and recreational activities, Keyano has well-equipped gym. They have good sports facilities and equipment. So we have like your well-equipped football, but if you have people who are football inclined or sports outdoor activities, so they have your swimming, your hockey, fishing. They have like the Vista Ridge, which is like your outdoor snow sports, which is available as well. So in that province as well too. So yes, Keyano College. Why Keyano College? Keyano College has small class sizes. So in terms of a lot of international students worry about the fact that they really don't want to get lost. They don't want to get, find themselves somewhere, go to a university whereby it's really big and they find it hard to settle in because you're one out of almost 20,000. You're probably like number 22,000, so international students find it hard to settle in places like that, depending on where you're coming from as well. So just being able to have a soft landing. So being a small class, sizes which they offer, it makes it easier for international students to settle in, to be able to have an interaction with their peers and also even with their faculty teacher. So whereby you have your big theaters, in most universities. At Keyano College, it is more one-on-one, smaller seminars, sort of arranged and put together for students. So that way you have better hands-on academic attention to your studies, because you can also relate to your faculty teacher and also your peers easily. Tuition fees are relatively cheap. Yes, I can confidently say that, because if you do comparison with a lot of other colleges that you have out there, you would realize that Keyano College offers very low tuition fees. So what you would get in most places, which might be much higher, as Keyano College is more affordable, and you can also spread your payments. So for where you have tuition where you have to pay a year, you have a way you could sort of pay per semester, depending on what course as well so you're choosing as well. So it's culturally diverse, which obviously means that international students are well represented at Keyano College. So you wouldn't have just only Ghanaians or just Zimbabweans or Ugandans or Brazilians. We have a good mix. So you have a handful of Nigerians, and at the same time, you also have a handful of Tanzanians, and they have a handful of Portuguese. So there's a good mix. So it's culturally diverse, which is really good. And that's one of the things one of the things you're paying for, international education. So you get to have a mix and have a good connect with different people from different regions and have a good network for yourself. Like I earlier mentioned, it's economically viable. It's economically viable because of where it's situated. It's situated in an old city. And obviously, all cities are generally supposed to boom. So basically, in an old city, you have a lot of companies. When you have a lot of companies, you have a lot of companies who are also attached to those companies. So in terms of job opportunities, it's easier for international students to find something because it's a striving and it's a province that is doing very well for itself because of the produce that it has. Yes, if I do mention as well, so part-time jobs are available. So in case somebody is wondering, oh, can I work? Yes, part-time jobs are available to students. As long as you're a student, you're able to work part-time. There are certain hours you need to obviously cover. 20 hours is what is usually given to full-time students. Obviously, as an international student, you have to be schooling full-time. So you actually have the ability to work certain hours, which is usually 20 hours allocated. So international students per week. Then we have what we call your international preparatory course. It's a course that's put together for international students so that international students are not lost and confused or wondering who they need to speak to, what they need to do, how do they settle in, how do I do my coursework, where is the faculty A is where, faculty for business is where, faculty for science is where. So this course is put together for international students. So it's supposed to prepare you, like it says, it's a preparatory course, prepare you to understand and know how to settle in Canada and also how to settle on the college. This course is put together. It's what you call like your orientation course. So that is when you obviously start school. They put you through, but it's bigger than your orientation course and it's available to read at your own time. And then you're able to have a better understanding of what it entails to be an international student. Okay. It's DLI. DLI is very important that all schools or any school that you are seeking to apply to has to be DLI. If it's not DLI, you're most likely studying as a hobby. DLI would mean that you are looking to have your permits approved and to also have any further applications and permits and visa and post-study or whatever it is that you intend to pursue. You intend to attain any of those visa approvals at some point, So if it's not DLI, you obviously wouldn't be able to apply for study permits or be able to be qualified as an international student, so to speak. Or even renew or thereabouts. So it's DLI. Housing, I will touch about, I'll touch on it a little bit and talk about it, but bear in mind that the brochure which I mentioned that I dropped, you would see some of the pictures of the accommodation that are available and also the cost of those housing. That is all on there on the brochure, so please look at that in your free time. So yes, there's housing on campus, there's housing off campus. You could have shared and unshared. They have different types of accommodation that suits different students. So some people come with families, so you have accommodation for those who are coming with their family, so there's that arrangement. Obviously, this housing obviously is something that obviously you would have had to make arrangements prior to your leaving your place of origin, which is Nigeria or Ghana or wherever you are leaving your home place, your home country. So yes, there is housing available and it's pretty affordable. They range from about 600 to about 1,000. So that it differs in terms of what sort of accommodation you're looking for. So we have shared, which obviously makes it a little bit cheaper. And then even with the ones that are over 1,000, for those who are coming with families, they might not want to share. So they have different accommodation, which you would look into at the time when you actually want to get accommodation. That's for people who don't have families already in Canada or for those who want to stay on campus or off campus thereabouts. So yes, there's a sports and a wellness center. I will share some pictures with you just for you to, an overview for you to see what it looks like. So we have your well-experienced counselors to help you, your mental stability, being able to manage crisis, being able to manage your academics, find a balance between work life and other activities. So there are wellness centers to help you being able to put your work life and family or whatever it is that you really need a balance in. So if you're someone who does yoga or Zumba, so you have all those, and those centers also have all those, your gyms and your health, fitness and your fitness trainers. And you mentioned it, so they have all those as well, so on campus. There's a free tutoring, so depending on what exactly you need tutoring in, maybe in terms of your dissertation, or in terms of your assignments or your seminars or things like that, you need some guidance. There's an academic success center that assists and helps you. Also, some students, international students, need help in terms of research. They want to know how to make extensive research, how to make use of the library, things like that. So they assist you with that as well. So, yes, they try to find a balance for you so you have a good student life, library. Then there's the Students Association of Keyano College. I usually advise that a lot of times international students, sometimes they just overlook this student association. They're very helpful. They also are there to assist you to settle in properly. And then they also have good volunteering opportunities. These opportunities help you also in terms of your CV. So if you have, some volunteering experience, that's a good place to be able to showcase that you've done some volunteering work here and there with the Students Association. And it's good exposure as well for international students. So besides school, they have other outdoor things that they do, which some people would say it's something they've never ever done before, or they just would have interest in. They have like the theater, which people are able to go as well. So I've already mentioned your classrooms, your sports and wellness center, housing residents. This is just what the campus looks like. And then there's the computer lab, which obviously it's part of what you would need as tools in order to, so some people don't have laptops. You can easily use the, do all your work here, your you could, your flash drive, transfer stuff. So you could do all your work here. So some people actually stay on campus overnight and do some work or till late evening and you don't have a laptop, that's fine. You could actually make use of the computer lab and do your research, finish up, save ups, send it to yourself. So, it's another tool that would help in your academics as well. So, yes, this is the wellness center, which they have a well-equipped basketball court, which for those who have interest in such activities. This is the housing. This is just one of the few housings. By the time you look at the brochure, you see some other houses that are there as well. So this is one of the family housing that is available. It's available to international students, and it's available for families, and it's also available for sharing as well. So now to the more important thing that we want to discuss here is programs. We have a range of programs, so I want to divide them into three. We actually have your degree programs, and then we have your diploma programs, and then we have your certificate programs. Now, for your degree programs, they are 4 years. Our degree programs are all 4 years, okay? So you have year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and then you graduate with your BSc degree at the end of, after completion of any of these programs. Then we have your diploma programs, and then we also have your certificate programs. So the degree programs are 4 years, the diploma programs are 2 years, okay? And then the certificate programs are a year, that's 1 year. Okay, so now let's start with the diploma program. For the diploma program, we have your business administration accounting, okay? And then we have your business administration management. Now this is divided into two. So we have those who are interested in accounting, and we have those who are interested in diploma. Yeah, then we have those who are interested in accounting, sorry, and we have those who are interested just in management. So usually you have business administration, obviously, which covers you're not able to pick and decide whether you're not very much familiar with the accounting aspects. You rather do management. So, but luckily they break it down for you. So if your main focus is business administration accounting, you can do that. If your main focus is the management aspects, you can do that. And they're available as diploma programs, 2 years. Having said that, they are also available as a co-op. The co-op now is what we hear, different regions call it different things. Some people call it IT, attachments, work placement. So the co-op is actually a paid work experience. Yes, it's actually paid. So what it entails is that you would actually do your curriculum, say the first semester, second semester, it's your diploma. Your third semester, you'll be posted in a place of in an establishment where you get hands-on experience, and that is actually paid. So you're actually getting work experience. So that's a very good opportunity for you to be given that exposure, that's Canadian exposure that you actually want and you're looking for, and it's all part of your curriculum. A good side to that is that in some cases, you could just, if you've done that, and then at the time when you're done with your course, and you say, oh, I actually want this I want to go back to this place I was working before. If you've obviously built some good rapport with them, they might actually be able to request that they actually want you to start working with them. Some might even say, oh, they can do some referral for you as well, to where you plan to go somewhere else. And so it's a very good opportunity for students as well, and also for international students. So we have the business administration accounting, the diploma course, and then we have your business administration management, the diploma course. Okay. And then we also have your business administration, esports. So that's the business administration aspect of electronic sports. Okay. And then we have your business aviation diploma. Aviation obviously has to do with aircraft. So that's the business aircraft aspect of the diploma. Okay. And then we have your early learning and childcare. Your early learning and childcare also is a very promising course for a lot of international students who want to go into the field of teaching younger children. Some might have had an experience of teaching before. Some might not even have that experience, but it's something that they really have a passion for, they want to do. So the requirements usually involves, maybe you must have your maths, your English, thereabouts, and then your school transcript, which I will speak about a little bit much later. But the early learning and childcare obviously involves teaching the younger ones, childcare, learning and teaching. So those are literally like your elementary. We call it like elementary teaching. And those range from maybe like your 0 to early years age, about 8, 9, 10, thereabouts. So those are like your early learning and childcare diploma. Then we have your educational assistant, but this is a certificate program and it's 1 year. Okay. Then in terms of certificates, we also have your business administration management certificates. It's a 1-year program. Okay, I don't usually speak so much about the certificates and 1-year programs because we also need to be put into consideration that we want to give and to apply to courses that would make it easier for us to be. So my main focus would be your diploma programs and your degree programs. So continuing with diploma programs, we also have your environmental technology. It's a 2-year course as well too. And then we have, which is worth mentioning, even though I mentioned that I don't focus too much on the 1-year certificate programs. We have your human resources management, but it's a 1-year program. And then we have your office administration certificate. It's also a 1-year program. Now, to the more juicy diploma programs as well, so that a lot of international students tend to take notice of, is your practical nursing diploma. Yes, we have your practical nursing diploma. It's a 2-year program which enables you to be able to practice and to do this diploma. And then after the 2 years, you're able to do the like a certification exam. It's a Canadian certification exam, which enables you to be able to practice as a nurse. Okay, so after that 2 years, you then do like a certification exam, which gives you the license to be able to practice as a nurse. That's what the practical nursing diploma is, a 2-year program. Then we also have your social work diploma. The social work diploma is another very lucrative one that a lot of international students show interest in. The social work diploma is a very interesting one for those who have a passion and interest in not just care work, but in humanities. So you cover things like your young offenders, rehabilitation, addicts. You have a lot of people who have a lot of legal background before, who don't even have that. People who've worked in terms of traffic offenders, elderly. Yes, that's the word I was trying to remember. So those who have interest in elderly care homes, orphanages, stuff like that. So obviously it's much bigger overseas the kind of roles that people get. It's one of the most lucrative jobs that you would find in any country, and more so even in Canada. So social work diploma is another big one that a lot of international students tend to show interest in. Now, in terms of degree programs, we also have your Bachelor of Social Work. That's your university transfer program. Okay. The university transfer program, that's your Bachelor of Social Work. Okay. So when they say University of Transfer, what happens is that Keyano actually we have like a collaboration with other universities. So what happens is that you start off the first year or the second year at Keyano College, and then the school transfers you to finish off at any other college of your choice. Now, this is a plus because you're able to actually transfer to either University of Alberta, University of Calgary, McEwan, Lethbridge, any of the very prestigious universities. But while you're at Keyano College, initially, you would have been paying the Keyano College fees, but you would then move on to University of Alberta, where you would finish up and then they would issue your complete BSc degree in social work or whichever of the transfer courses that you choose. Okay, so we have your Bachelor of Social Work, and then we have your Bachelor of Science in Engineering. Okay, I will come back to this last one here so that to avoid confusion, let me just focus on the degree programs. And then we have your Bachelor of Arts. Okay, then we have your Bachelor of Science. Now, the Bachelor of Science is something that you advise for a lot of students because I know we have seen here that we also have Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So besides your practical nursing and diploma, we actually have a complete 4-degree nursing program. Okay, then we have your Bachelor of Education. Then we have your Bachelor of Education in Elementary. Then we also have your Bachelor of Business Administration. So for those who want to do business administration, it might not be here on the slides, I don't think, but we actually have your Bachelors of Business Administration as well. Now, for the Bachelors of Science, the Bachelor of Science is a program that I usually advise because I have students who want to do nursing or they want to do medicine, but their grades are not good enough. So your Bachelors of Science easily can be that ground to be able to enter into the field of the science field. So you start off with your Bachelors of Science, okay? Because with the Bachelors of Nursing and the Practical Nursing, I must mention that it's very competitive, and so is your Bachelors of Engineering. Those three are very competitive. They're competitive, which means that, yes, they're open to international students, but they wouldn't take someone with a WAEC with Ds, and they won't take someone with a WAEC with Cs. So you should have your minimum of Bs, which is understandable because if you're going to do something that is science related, it's presumed you would have grades that can match up with the kind of strength that is required for nursing. So with nursing, practical nursing, you will need to have at least your minimum of Bs in your school transcript to be able to apply. But not without, that doesn't disqualify those who really still have a passion, because in their biology, what they had was a C. And they know that in nursing, it will be a bit of a struggle to get a space for nursing. But you can still do Bachelors of Science. Okay, that's this one here. That's your Bachelors of Science. So you can still apply for the Bachelors of Science regardless as well. So, and then if you still have a passion for nursing, you can still then follow up and do either your practical nursing diploma or any other nursing program that might be available in that province. You have given yourself some time because your course for Bachelors of Science anyway is 4 years. So different things would have evolved, and then you'll be able to know whether or not you want to still pursue nursing, or with your Bachelors of Science, you just want to work with that degree itself on its own. Okay, then we also have your college prep. Your college prep is available to those whose grades do not meet up. So we do have some people who are applying for Bachelors of Arts, or even your Bachelor's of Science. And it requires, for the science related, that you must have biology, chemistry, and physics. Okay. And then for your Bachelor of Arts, you must have your maths and your English. And then obviously you must have some other subjects that you must have done, which is like your geography, your history. Those are optional courses, but you must have done 5 or in total, at least have 5 credits, 5 credits. So if for instance, you have 3 credits and then you have like 2 Ds, doesn't mean you're disqualified from applying. You would apply, but the college prep would be allocated to you. The college prep is a way of upgrading your scores. So the school would actually take your degree certificates, give you an offer, but the offer will be a conditional one that you would have to meet these requirements, which would mean that for that course that you do not have, maybe you have a D, you would have to take that course again on campus. Okay, so as opposed to saying, oh, but that's WAEC, that's a long time ago. Am I going to have to come and write WAEC again? What can I do? The college puts all that into consideration, and not a lot of schools do this. I'm pretty sure about that. So they would say, okay, you would come, but what would happen is you would do that course for a certain period, and then you would then be able to go on and start your Bachelor's of Science. So that's a win-win for both yourself and the school itself as well too. Okay, so that's in terms of the courses that we have available. We have one more course, which I said I was going to mention. It's your project management and professional communication. It's a postgraduate course. It's 1 year. It's open. The next intake is January 2024. Constitution is not too far off. By summer, it would open up to start applying for it. I am optimistic that come this year, we would have more postgraduate courses that would be introduced for us to be able to apply for. But having said that, I would go over this again, which we do currently have, which are your diploma programs, which is your business administration, accounting, diploma. And then we also have your business administration, management, and then we have your business administration, esports, and then we have your business aviation, which is the business aspects of aircraft, your early learning and childcare diploma, which is a 2 years course, and then we also have your environmental technology diploma, and then we have our practical nursing diploma, and we have social work diploma. So we have quite a range of diploma courses which are available for those who want to go postgraduate routes, especially because we have some who have a 3rd class or an HND, because we know that with a 3rd class or an HND, you cannot apply for a master's. You have to have you have to have a minimum of at least a 2-1 to be able to apply for a master's. When you do have that, then you'll be able to apply for a master's. So what people do, which is advisable to do, is you would apply and go do a diploma course first, or a diploma course or a certificate course, depending on what route you want to use, and then you would be able to, after you've done that, and you decide you want to work for a year or thereabout, then you decide whether you want to still do a master's. So that's usually where it works. Okay. Okay, right. So at the moment we are in spring, so most of these dates here are passed at the moment. So I will speak to you just in terms of courses. All the courses are available for September. September intake is the next intake. Yeah. So for most courses in May, June, I'll pretty much say it's closed. So obviously we're already going into March, so it's almost impossible for any international students to be able to meet up with May, June anyway. So in terms of September, all the courses are available right now to apply. The only ones that are borderline close to closing are your nursing programs. Nursing programs close about April, but I would usually say about March you should have all your applications in, because that's the deadline for when they would actually send all the offers out. I would explain that on the next slide. You'll be able to read through and understand better what I mean. So in terms of your engineering, the deadline as well to is in June, but with international students, because we still need to put into consideration our application for study permits. So it's better off to start off your application early enough and have it out of the way, and have your offer in hand and ready to apply for your study permit. So you give yourself enough time as well to with that. In terms of requirements of what we need, I will speak about this slide. So what we need generally from students, which obviously I would want you obviously to also engage Maple. They would speak to you extensively about the requirements that they will need from you when you actually indicate that you want to apply for any of these courses that I have spoken about today. But we do require generally that you would have, varying on what exactly you're applying for, your school transcripts, okay, and then your WAEC results. Now, having said that, my school, luckily, they do give conditional offers for those who do not have the complete set results, because I know schools will say, well, you have to have your WAEC and your this, if not, you cannot apply. Whereas my school, they would give you the offer, and even with that, people still apply for visas, and they are able to work with that as well too. So that doesn't stop them, because we have students who are just finishing and they have their high school transcript, but they don't have their WAEC results yet. Okay, so my school will still take those students and they will still use their whichever result they currently have to evaluate their results and then give them an offer. Okay, so not to worry and say, oh, but I don't have one and I have the other. That's fine. We work with what you have at the moment, and then when you're able to get that and the one, because most of my school would require that at the time when you then get to Canada, you can then give them that one that you do not have, that we're not able to submit initially. So that's not a problem at all. But if there are arrangements that can be made for you to get it while you're here, that can also be done. But there are people who are in the crossroads with time, they feel they need to apply now because they need to give themselves some time, especially when you're getting close to when you calculate. Usually study permits could take close to about 2 months, sometimes 3 months. So if you look at that and you say, oh, well, I need to apply now and get my offer in hand, then you would go ahead, pending that you have the other documents. Okay, and even with that, you can still apply and still get your study permits regardless. Okay, so now, like I mentioned, that the nursing and practical nursing is very competitive. Okay, so you can see the applications are started from October 1st to April 15th. Okay, so I wouldn't work with April 15th because they should have it way before then to consider, and most of the applications and the acceptance would come during that timeline. Okay, so by February 1st, which already has passed, 70% of the acceptance has already come through. Okay, now we still have a large chunk, 30% is still quite huge, so you can still apply for international students. So, majority of it will be sent out again by April 15th, once they're able to have in your own application way before that deadline. So I will probably give it by before end of March, thereabouts. You sent in your applications for bachelors of nursing and practical nursing. Then we have your bachelors of science and engineering. Applications are accepted from now to June 15th. So if you have applications before then, it can be considered as well too. Now, in terms of the application fee, there's an application fee that all students need to pay. Okay, the application fee is 107. Okay, and then the admission deposit is pretty low. It's 750. Okay, so this is paid and this is also contributed towards your tuition. So for whatever your tuition fees is, which I will speak about in a couple of slides ahead, it will be deducted from your tuition. So it's not a plus to your tuition. So whatever you pay, so for instance, if your tuition is, let's say 6,000, it should be 6,000 less the 750 when you pay for this. So it's actually an admission deposit and is used towards your tuition fee, as they can say there. Full tuition is to be paid at least 10 days before you start class. So 10 days before you start class, you must have paid for your tuition, okay? Now, housing payments and all that as well too can be arranged, contacting those who are in charge with housing as well too. At the time when you indicate, we will send you all those details, and then you could make arrangements for your housing as well too. So now tuition. Like I earlier mentioned, tuition, as you can see, tuition business administration is about 6,000, early learning and childcare is about 5,000, environmental technology is about 6,000 per semester. By the way, all these prices for cost of tuition is all per semester. You have the office administration semester. So long and short, our tuition actually range from about 6,000 to about 7,000 per semester. At highest, you have some maybe about 7,500, 7,800. So in a year, you're looking about 13,000, because early learning and childcare is 13,000, business administration is about 15, nursing, which most places you wouldn't find, is about 15 for the first 2 years. I think second year is about 17 or 18 or thereabout, but that's still very affordable, and you can pay per semester. So that's another thing to consider as well. So the tuition fees for Keyano is relatively low, and Canadian and dollars is what they require, by the way. It's not USD dollars, it's Canadian dollars. So that's another thing for you to put in mind. So there are different ways you can pay. This is something that I wouldn't speak extensively about, but when you do need to make payments, and there are different ways, which we all know, for making payments for your tuition, online banking, credit card, but usually when you're going through the agents, they will direct you and lead you and be able to guide you on what the best payment method that can be used. So you don't have to worry about that. We take it one step at a time, choosing a course first, the cost, and then applying properly and all that. So yes, yes, so your visa and your tuition deposit is refundable on the basis of visa refusal. So if you do get refused, we don't pray for that, but if there actually is a refusal for whatever payment you make to the school and you get a refusal, you would be refunded. And students who wish to defer to another intake as well, so that is all an option as well. So you have the options to defer your course, and your tuition deposits will also reflect in the tuition payments and your next intake year, okay, that you have deferred to as well too. So fees due, so 100% to be given. So this is now for those who decide that they started school, they resumed in Keyano, but they feel they want to drop out, or they want to drop some classes, or they want to add, whatever it is you want to do, you have at least 2 weeks to decide that. First week, you've had 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 days, it's up to day 14. You should know whether or not this is what I want to continue with. If you decide, I'm not too sure, I want to actually change, I want to move and change or swap a course or something thereabout, you'll be able to get a full refund. If you, however, wait to well over a month, from maybe 4th of January, which is when class starts, to about 8th, which is well over a month and a couple of days, you would only get about 50%, which is fair enough, right? You should be not indecisive. You should know exactly what and where you want to go and what you want to do. So yes, there's a way which obviously applications are done. They'll be done for you through Maple. Maple will put all through the applications for you and make it easier and seamless for you. Yeah, so I would obviously leave here at the bottom is my details. Those are my emails, which you can contact me directly, and that's my phone line if you need any further guidance. But I think your go-to person would be to speak to Maple directly, and they would know how to contact me as well. So yes, but having said that, I'm going to share a video with you. It talks about the different options for that province. Like I mentioned, Alberta is where the school is located. So they have some amazing opportunities for those who then go to Alberta and start off school in Alberta, because we all want to think of what's the long run for me, right? If I'm a student, what else is, what options, opportunities do I have in the long run? Okay, so I can see Maxwell. He said he has a question. I could quickly take your question before I play the video. If you can go ahead. I don't know if Maxwell can hear me.
Hi, Toke.
Hi.
Maybe you can take the questions after the video, please, so that everybody
can ask the questions. Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us to learn more about the programs that Keyano College offer and the great student support. And also one of the most important thing is the friendly immigration policy in the province of Alberta. That's also the reason why I'm on the call today. Unfortunately, I'm not able to join you in the real time, but I'm recording this session to share a bit more about the immigration pathway for international students coming to take the program with Keyano College. Let me quickly share my screen here.
It's okay.
My name is Annie Lee. My designated immigration consultant number here are 708498. I'm the international recruitment consultant with Keyano College. So if we look at the immigration information for international students, they need to learn before they make the decision to apply for a program, and they have the interest to continue their stay in Canada. I will go through the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, the AAIP, and also the Alberta Opportunity Stream and its requirements with all of you today. So the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program is economic immigration program that nominate individuals, people who can help meet the province's needs for workers and entrepreneurs. So there are two streams, one stream for workers, one stream for entrepreneurs. If we look at the stream for workers, they have different three categories. Alberta Opportunity Stream, this is also the stream that I'm going to elaborate further with all of you. The Alberta Express Entry Stream, the Rural Renewal Stream. The streams for entrepreneurs, that's more for individuals who are interested in establishing business in the province of Alberta. So international students, most of the time, they are doing the Alberta Opportunity Stream. The Alberta Opportunity Stream, that's for temporary foreign workers who are currently working full-time in the province of Alberta, holding a job offer from an eligible Alberta employer in the eligible occupation. It sounds very complex, but let's look at the requirements one by one here. So they have 6 different requirements here. First is the residency and work permit requirements, occupation, language, education, work experience, and eligible job offers requirements. Let's look at the residency and work permit requirements. So talking about the work permit requirements, there are different kinds of work permits for foreign workers working in Canada, but for international students, it's very straightforward. For our information today, there's only one thing that we need to remember for our international graduates is that after they finish the program with Keyano College, they are eligible to apply for a post-graduation work permit. So post the PG, we call it PGWP. As you have been in this field for so many years, you know that any eligible DLI designated learning institutions for international students after they finish the program, they are eligible to apply for this PGWP. Varies between the duration varies between 8 months and 3 years, depending on the program duration. Majority of the international students at Keyano, they are doing a 2-year post-secondary program. After they finish the program, they are eligible to get a 3-year post-graduation work permit. And it's also an open work permit, so they can work for any eligible employers in the province. And the occupation requirements. So for post-graduation work permit holders means the international graduates. So they have the PGWP. They must work in the field that is related to their field of study in Alberta. This means that if a student finished the program with Keyano in computer science area, they must find a job in the computer science related areas to be eligible for these provincial nominee stream. After April 1, 2019, for any international students, if they have finished universities or colleges in their home country, they are doing a 1-year post-diploma certificate or post-baccalaureate certificate. The occupation, they must also be related to their previous post-secondary field of study outside Canada. This means that if in the home country students studied computer science, they must be working in the same field related computer science related areas. The education requirements, there is the requirement for the institution and also the requirement on the credentials. So it must be the approved Alberta institutions, means the eligible designated learning institution with IRCC. Keyano College is a public college, so it meets the requirements. In terms of the credentials, students, they must be taking a program leading to a certificate or post-diploma certificate or post-baccalaureate certificate. That's minimum 1 year in length, that's postgraduate level, and diploma program. That's what the majority of the students at Keyano are taking. So minimum 2-year program, they will get a 3-year PGWP. Undergraduate bachelor's degree, the graded level, that's more for university students. The language requirements, so IRCC and also the AAIP, the Alberta Opportunity Stream, they have the requirements for the individuals in their language program, in their language proficiency level. So in Canada, they have a term, the National Occupational Classification Code. This categorizes the different jobs into different codes. So on the left, you see on the top, if they are working international students, they are working in a NOC 0 or A or B occupation. This is more like jobs in managers, management, specialized areas like software developer. This requires the minimum of 5 for each English language skill. If we look at the top here is Canadian Language Benchmark, CLB test score. You must not be familiar with this term because the CLB is more for new permanent residency in Canada. I will be sharing a chart with you shortly. You will be able to compare CLB with IELTS. If the students are working in the NOC C or D occupation, they only require minimum 4 for each English language skill. So if we look at this chart on the left, this is the CLB level from the bottom from 4 to 10. So the NOC 0 A or B, they require 5. On the right, this is for IELTS general, the 4 components, reading, writing, listening, speaking. If we look at 5, they are only looking at IELTS General 5 overall. So with each component no lower than 4.0. International students, before they arrive in Canada, start the program with Keyano College, they already meet the language requirements. So this is not a concern for any of your students. Next, the work experience requirements. What kind of jobs are eligible, leading the international graduates eligible for the provincial nominee program in Alberta? So if we look at this duration of the work experience, the international graduates, they must have worked 6 months or longer in their current occupation in Alberta within the last 18 months. So it must be a full-time job. By definition, the full-time means minimum of 30 hours a week, must be in the same occupation as the current occupation, must have been authorized by our IRCC and with valid temporary residence status. So they have the PGWP. This is not a concern. Students will ask you the question about this 6 months requirements, work experience requirements. Anytime they have worked on campus or off campus part-time or any co-op work placements cannot be accounted to this 6 months. Means that this 6 months off happens only started counting after they finish the program, getting their PGWP work permit. So it must be paid full-time with 30 hours minimum per week for work experience directly related to their current occupation, and also the work experience gained in Alberta. If it's in out of province, if it's not in Alberta, it doesn't count. I have posted a link here. After the session, you will receive this link. You can take a look at this requirement. Lastly, that's the eligible for job offers. So the provincial government, the Alberta, the opportunity stream program, they want to also protect international students. They have certain requirements for the employers, must be meeting their requirements. So they must be incorporated or registered or under an act of the legislature of the province, territory, or the Parliament of Canada, and operating as a legal business that has an established production capacity, plant, or place of business in Alberta. This is for the purpose of protecting international students. So they have a job offer or employment contract with the employer meeting these requirements. It must be continuous, paid work, full-time work, defined as a minimum 30 hours per week. It must be a long-term job. Long-term means minimum 1 year here. Work in their current occupation. Wages and benefits must meet provincial minimum wage. This is to protect international students, just in case the employers are underpaying international foreigners. This is very good from the Canadian government to protect foreign nationals. So that's all for the requirements for the Alberta Opportunity Stream. The Alberta Opportunity Stream is the stream that the international graduates mostly go after upon finishing the program at Keyano College. So we have gone through the requirements one by one, but if we look at the steps at a glance for international students' life cycle journey, by the time they apply to Keyano College, till they get their permanent resident card, it's very straightforward. So they apply to a program with you and Keyano College, they take the program, finish the program, then apply for a post-graduation work permit. Upon getting the work permit, they get the job offer, get employed by an eligible employer, meeting the requirements in the occupation and work full-time, minimum 30 hours per week. So work for 6 months, and then they are eligible for the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, the provincial nominee program, one of the streams. And then after this is approved, they can apply for the permanent residency in Canada. So what happens is that the provincial governments, they can nominate individuals, but the federal government have the final decision to issue the permanent resident card. The approval rate is almost 100% after they get the AAIP. So that's all for the immigration pathway options for international students finishing a program with Keyano College. Thank you for your time with us. Please stay connected with us. If you have any questions, please get connected with our recruitment staff. and they will all be able to support you. If you have any further questions regarding the provincial nominee program in the province of Alberta, please reach out to our staff, and they will also be able to connect you with, if it's very specific question, feel free to connect with me directly. Thank you. That's all for today.
Okay, everyone. I think we've covered everything that we need to speak about.
Right. Hi, Toke.
Hi. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for that presentation. Okay, so we can start taking questions. If you have any questions, just raise your hands up, and Toke would unmute you and then answer your questions. In the meantime, there are questions in the chat box that you can answer. You can start answering.
Okay, so someone asked which postgraduate courses are available for educational management. Like I earlier mentioned, we do not have a lot of postgraduate courses. I'm so sorry, but I know one of the postgraduate courses which I mentioned that we have at the moment is project management and professional communication. But that isn't available sometime, like summer is when we can start the application, and the intake year is January 2024. But having said that, in terms of educational management, we do have educational assistant, but it's a certificate program and it's 1 year. I'll probably say you probably need to speak to Maple so they can see the journey of what the different courses you've degree you have, and then we can be able to map out which one would be appropriate for you, because we do have early learning and childcare as well too, but that sort of education line, but that's more of the teaching and child care and early learning. So I'm not sure if that's something you would be interested in. Okay, so someone says, can I apply for computer science as an undergraduate? Oh, yes, definitely, because we have your Bachelor's of Science, and your Bachelor's of Science covers some aspects of computer science. And regardless of whether you have an HND or postgraduate, let me get that question properly so that I'm not ahead of myself. Someone says, okay, let me take it up from Maxwell. Says, can an OHND person apply? Yes, we do take that because we take diploma. So the requirements that we need from you is an equivalent of a diploma. So you could have had a high school diploma, HND, OND. We do take any of those degrees as well. So please, which postgraduate program is available for graduates of banking and finance? So we don't have any graduate programs at the moment. So I might not be able to assist with any banking and finance graduate programs. I think I've answered the one for educational management. Can I apply for computer science? Yes, definitely. You are definitely eligible for computer science as an undergraduate. Please contact Maple. They'll be able to assist you with that application. Do you have computer science for postgraduate diploma? No, not for postgraduates. Not for postgraduates. Do you have a limit for your master's degree? Like I mentioned, if you were listening, you don't have a master's degree at the moment. So yes, I wouldn't be able to assist with that. Please, is it possible to apply for a graduate diploma with master's degree? Okay, so we don't have a master's degree to start with. So but any other thing that you might need with this kind of question, they would be able to assist you, Maple. So I have a child in SS2 that intends to study computers undergraduate. Yes, great. And how soon can it start the process and what the basics? So please contact Maple. We're able to start the application as soon as possible for you. So what we need from that student is we need the high school transcript. We can use that in the meantime, because I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't have written his on NECO yet. So that can still be used in the interim for applying. So so yes, computer science is one of the courses that are available for at Keyano College to take as well. So does Keyano College accept third class? Yes, we do. We Can a 40-year-old apply for an undergraduate course? No, I'm sorry, it's not advisable to do that, not for undergraduate course, no. What's the application state date for please? So it's September, it varies. It's usually early September or mid thereabout September. So fall means September, so yes. Can a third class degree be? Yes, a third class can be used. So it says, my son is in secondary school and we will write WAEC in May. However, we wrote the last GCSE and has a B3 in 4 subjects and 2 credits. Can you apply for business? Oh, yes, definitely can apply for business administration. For business administration, we just need your maths and your English, and we just need the credits. Yes, surprise. So yes, you can definitely apply for business administration. Can I apply for counseling for social? Others can hear. Okay, so can I apply for counseling or social work course? Yes, you can apply for social work course. We just want to know what background you have initially with social work. And then what age can I apply for as an undergraduate? For an undergraduate, we're looking for like 16, so at least maybe like 23, 24, thereabouts, you know, for an undergraduate course. What is Miracle's contact for further details? I'm not sure who Miracle is. So you need to clarify that. Please, is there age restriction applying with OND? You need to specify what your age is. I always say everyone's application is on a case-by-case basis, but usually anything above 37, they're about 36. It's not so much that we can't give you the offer, but the challenges are usually getting the study permit. So you need to be properly advised by Maple's immigration consultants that will be able to guide you more about that. I don't have biology in YP. Can I apply for computers? And yes, you can still apply. You will just probably, they would evaluate your results and see whether or not you will need the college prep. So yes, you are not disqualified from applying. You can still apply, just that there might be a condition attached to your offer. Do you have MPH? Please break down what MPH is. I'm not sure what MPH is. Can I use NECO result? Yes, we take NECO, we take NAPTEP as well. So can one pay in installments? I'm not sure about installment, but you can pay per semester. That's the most one that I know. Which postgraduate program is available for graduates of English? Project management is one that you can look into as well, so which is the only one we have, but it's really it sits right in the alley for someone who studied English. I'm 30 years old. Yes, you can still apply for some of the diploma programs. Can my daughter use? Oh yes, IGCSE is one of the results we use. IGCSE, GCE, NECO, WAEC, NAPTEP. Yes, so definitely we take all those results. Those are the results we actually require that you submit. Can someone with accounting background go for social care? It's a bit challenging. I usually say that's almost like a career switch, because if you were doing accounting, it's hard to show a tie why you then want to do social care, except from if you have something in your personal statements or in your SOP that shows that you have been doing something that is relating to that. So even though you have an accounting degree, whereas most of your experience and your work experience has been sort of social work related. So maybe that can fly. But if it's a total career change, we need to speak to Maple about that. I would probably say you go for something like business administration, accounting diploma. Yes, so I mean, can a 15-year-old apply for nursing that will finish WAEC in May? Yes, we do not have any age limits, but I will probably say since it's 15, 16 ideally should be in May, which means that he will be, depending on when he will be 16, because I say from 16 is when they would, say it's ideal for a student to go onto school. So I'm sure he'll probably be turning 16. So please clarify that. I'm 30. Is it 30 going on 40, or is that 39 going on 40? I still apply for social work. I would say it's a bit tough, when it's within that 39, 40. Not because I can't give you the offer. And that's why I think you need to speak to Maple, because they have experienced immigration officers that will be able to assist you and guide you in terms of those restrictions or limitations with them applying. So yes, I can see to it that an offer might be issued to you, but we also need to put in consideration that the study permits is something that we need to also look into, because once the age is borderline, 30, late 30s, 38, 39, 40, 37, there has to be a genuine reason why you want to do that. Masters in public health, we do not have a master's. So sorry about that. Yes, so yes, the details for Maple, if you please throw this scroll, you would see the details for Maple. So please, maybe we can put it up again for them so they can see it, and just keep posting so they can see the contact details. So a lot of questions can also be answered and directed by them as well. So can a 16-year-old apply for this? Oh yes, definitely. We would take a 16-year-old. No, we do not have postgraduate program, but we have business management. Yes, definitely. We have bachelor's of business management, and we also have your business administration management, which is available for you to apply. As an undergraduate, how many years will it take from to study computer science at Keyano? It will take you 4 years. All our degree programs are 4 years. All degree programs usually are 4 years. So yes, 4 years is what it will take. I know maybe you're thinking, would you be able to work in between? Yes, you can work part-time while even you are studying. Can I apply for project management using an LTEP and O-levels, HND and BSc? Yes, you can, but you would also need to have a second degree. So you have to have a post-secondary education. So yes, we take NATEP, we take O-level, we take HND and BSc. Yes, that's what we need from you. Are your diploma programs the same thing as they're not the same thing as postgraduate diplomas? Yes. So let me have that. Let me clarify that. They're diploma programs, but they are not postgraduate programs. If you have a credit in physics and chemistry, but distinction in biology, can you apply for nursing? Oh, that's tough because you'll be competing with those who already have BBB. So their average will be a B, So if you have A, C, 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 I'm assuming maybe your average would be a B, probably, possibly. I'm not too sure. We need to clarify that. So yes, I think we might still be able to apply for your practical nursing, bachelor's of nursing. So what happens is they would sometimes just put you on a waiting list, and then they will contact you once they've been able to find a space for you. Also, you can decide that you also want to apply for Bachelor's of Science and just as a backup as well. So please, I graduated with a BSc in chemistry. Which person? I don't have a postgraduate diploma for any science-related subjects. I'm sorry. Please, you have medicine or surgery. So with medicine and surgery, you can't have it as a first degree in Canada. You have to have had a first degree first and then do medicine as a second degree. 37 years, can I apply for counseling do I have a background in chemistry? It's a career change. So most of this career change things are a bit challenging to just do like that. You have to, there has to be a link, there has to be sort of a ladder connecting to it. So career changes cannot be automatic. Not that it can be automatic for you. It's just literally your application goes through different stages. So you have the offer stage, you have the letter of acceptance. Easily, maybe I could say that's something that the school gives you, but you also need to put into consideration that there's the Canadian immigration that are going to oversee and consider whether or not whether this is a genuine application they should grant or not. So if I didn't answer your question, you can type it up again. Sorry, a lot of people are typing, so the messages are going up really quickly. So if I didn't answer it, so please answer it again and I would answer you. After paying the initial deposit, 750 to get admission, and once the acceptance and once the acceptance letter is issued to you, can you use it for study before paying the tuition deposit? Well, advisably, yes, but at the same time, it's usually advised that you pay some tuition deposits. Okay, so that's something that we need to speak to you. You need to seek advice from Maple, because they will be able to guide you and let you know your financial ability. Okay, so that would determine whether or not it's advisable for you to use that as a basis to go ahead and apply. It's best to seek good experience guidance as opposed to taking steps yourself and making errors. So please, it's good to be guided as well too. So don't take steps and pay for the tuition and feel that should be sufficient. They need to go through everything, your entire portfolio of finances and your proof of funds and things like that. then they can then advise and tell you what is the best way to go about it. How much is school fees per annum for medicine and surgery? We do not have medicine and surgery, I'm sorry. Please, can I apply for a science program or nursing program if I have a bachelor's degree in international law and diplomacy? With the science programs, we would need that you have your biology, your chemistry, and your physics. So I'm not sure if you have that. With international law, you'll be covering more civil law, contract law, international related courses. So with that, I'm not sure if it's something that you would be able to show that you have. So that's also another switch entirely as well too. So that will be challenging. It's more advisable you continue to tailor into that path of international law or law related that you initially have.
Hi, Toke.
Yes.
So some people would like to speak. Oh, I think he has gone off. Olufunke, your hands have been up for a while. If you want to go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. Thank you. I'm just in respect to my daughter. She's in SS2, and she's writing this IGCSE by October this year. She wants to study computer science. So I don't know how soon can we start the process. Then we want to know the school fees range. And she's just 15. She's going to be 15 by July.
I answered your question already.
Hopefully by next year, she'll be 16. So I want to know how soon, and going there as a minor, without a provision for maybe like, maybe host family or something that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's pretty young. Although she's not as if she's used to traveling, but going to stay there permanently for study about 4 years is a bit of concern.
Okay. Okay, Ma, thank you very much for your question, Ma. And I think I touched on it a little bit, but I would expatiate a little bit more. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can.
It's okay. So you mentioned she's 15. So usually
she'll be 15
no
July, but we are working towards next year actually. So by next year, before she'll be 16.
Okay, sure, she'll be 16 next year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yes, so if she'll be 16 next year, she still has a couple of exams which she's still going to do. You have the IGCSE results, so we can have that in hand. And then what's the other result that we would need from her is her high school transcript. So the school she's currently going to, they would give her a transcript which shows a breakdown of all the courses that she has done during her time in that school. Okay, so that's with that in terms of the results. So we still have some time in terms of that application, because the applications won't be until late end of this year, against next year or early next year, thereabouts. Because for computer science, it's if you say you want her to be 16 first, which is obviously be July next year. So that means she would start in September next year, September 2024, if I'm correct now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Exactly. So for that, so the next info, if it's September 2024, she'll be able to start her application next year.
When?
Next year. So she can start her application just about early next year. So that will be around what we call winter period. So that'll be around that January, February.
All right. And by then, hopefully she will have the IGCSE. Is there any other requirement apart from maybe the undergraduate and the transcripts?
No, yeah, that's what I just mentioned. So we need that IGCSE, and then the school she's currently attending, that's this college that she went to, wherever her secondary school was, she would request for a transcript. So it's something that you request for and they give it to you. So it's a transcript that would have a breakdown of all the courses that she has done during her time at that school.
All right. By then she will still be in SS3, maybe second term.
Yes.
So, but okay, if that is okay. Is there all right.
Sorry.
I'm listening.
You're saying sorry. So I'm with you, ma'am.
All right. This test of English, this IELTS.
It's not required for my region. It's not required because we are
already.
It's not required Yes, it's not required, so we don't have to do it. My school doesn't require it because they see most of the students here as English speaking because they've been taught English over the years.
Okay.
Yeah, so she is not required to do IELTS. No.
All right.
You're listening to the video as well. So the lady, she was saying that for your region here, we are not required to show IELTS as proof of English proficiency. So she doesn't need to do IELTS for this college. Some other colleges might require it, but I know for Keyano, definitely we don't require that. And also, I might just add, Mom, I know you're concerned about her age. I know that, but I'm sure by next year she should have matured a bit more, and your mind will maybe be at rest at the time when she's going. Arrangements obviously can be made for you if you feel like you want to accompany her at the time when you're doing. We'll take it one step at a time. First, Maple would assist you with the entire application process, and then if you want to accompany her as well too, they would also start the application process for you for your own visa and all that, and guide you so that you can know what you need to do, so you can accompany her if you can, as well too, if that would make you feel a bit more comfortable. But I'm sure she would be fine once she's there. So in terms of host, I know my school, unfortunately, they don't do that, where you have like host families. I think what I can find out at that time is find out from my school, there might be some external arrangement that the school has some collaborations with, whereby they have some very credible, or what would I say now, communities where they have those things, and where they have like a host family and that you can live with and things like that. I know personally the school does not do it. They have accommodation on campus and they have accommodation off campus, but it's worth finding out because I know in every region you have those things available. Okay, so it's an information thing. So if you don't know that is available, you might not know and might not take advantage of it. So when that time comes, I can make inquiries for you about that, and then find the right and perfect home. If you feel more comfortable for her to stay with the family, we can make arrangements for that. And then when she's about 17 or 18, if she decides she wants to move to school campus, she can also do that.
All right. Then lastly, I said the range of fees.
Yes, so fees. Business administration, yes. Business administration is about 15,000.
No, computer science.
Computer science, yes. So computer science, sorry, is what I wanted to say. Computer science is 15,969. That's about under 16,000 Canadian dollars.
Oh, okay. Per year, inclusive of accommodation?
No, ma'am, it's not inclusive of accommodation. That's for tuition.
All right. Yes, all right. Thank you very much.
About 600 thereabouts.
All right. Thank you very much, madam.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, sir, you've been raising your hand up. You can go ahead and speak.
Someone mentioned I must do IGCSE. Let me just touch on that quickly. It's not a must, you must do IGCSE. So we need certain results from you. It could be your WIREC, it could be your NECO, it could be your NAPTEP, it could be IGCSE, it could be GCE. Okay. Go ahead, sir. I'm with you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Augustine Ajebu.
Hi, Augustine. Please go ahead.
I already have a daughter that is, in fact, she just finished her GCE this period, but she'll be 16 by this month, 10th of this month. And I'm thinking of her going there probably by September. I don't know, it's like from what you're saying, it's maybe late for it this year, or do we still have that? I might still have that chance of sending her this year or 2024 based on her age. Because I was thinking that probably because she's going to be 16 this year, probably 17 will be okay, which will be next year. I don't know whether I get my message.
Kind of. So I'm concerned whether it was in terms of her age or the course or what was available. What course?
Yeah. She's going to do computer science. You understand? She just finished her GCE now, but she'll be doing NECO. She'll be doing NECO and the May June by this year, June, to complete her program. So I was like, from what you're saying now, because this year I know in a couple of weeks now, the results will be out.
That's for nursing, not for computer science.
Huh?
That's for nursing. That's for nursing. For computer science, it's still open at the moment.
Okay. All right.
Computer science is still open for application. So if anyone wants to apply for computer science, it's still available for September. Okay. The only thing I mentioned clearly was that in terms of applications, you have to give at least 2 to 3 months for your visa to come out. So when you are when you apply, you have to also put into consideration that if I'm applying in month A and month, for instance, if I'm applying in June, I need July, August. I need at least 3 months, June, July, August, September, that's 4 months. So I need to have applied before June. I have to apply before July. I don't know if you quite understand what I mean. So for computer science, it's definitely still open. But the longer we leave it, the more the months are counting, because we know that the study permits itself can take longer. So usually maybe when it should take a month, it could take 2 months, it could take 3 months. So you need to give yourself enough time that what if it doesn't come out on time? So at least 3 months before the intake year in September, I have already received my permits, and then I can start going. So obviously, to want to do that, obviously, you need to obviously be ready in terms of, okay, so what do I need? So for instance, you mentioned that she's about to do NECO, but she has IGCSE. So IGCSE will be the results we would use, okay? The NECO can come after, and then they usually, like I mentioned, would take the result that you currently have and use that for application. So she's currently at a school. So the school itself would issue her a high school transcript, which she would request for it. When she requests for it, they will give her the school transcript. When she then get the school transcript, then with the IGCSE, she can use that to then apply for the course of her choice. If she goes ahead and still does NECO, she can also then decide whether or not she will still need it. But then the IGCSE is already sufficient for us to use to start the application process if she wants to go this September. I hope I've been able to answer your question, sir. Anyone else have a question?
Hi, Munich Okuro. Please
Hello,
go ahead.
I'm raising my hands.
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello,
Please,
can you hear me?
please hold on. Munich, please hold on. Please go ahead.
Okay. I should go ahead. Munich should go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought it's me that you're asking to go ahead.
Please go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, Toke. Thank you so much. Just 3 questions from my side.
Okay.
Yeah, my son will be 16 by August, and he's in SS3 now, but he wrote the last external GCE, and he had 4B3 and 1 C5 and C6. So I don't know whether if he wants to go for business administration diploma, if it can go, both for the age and the
bachelor's of business administration.
Oh, straight away.
Yeah, that's a 4-year degree. He can start his degree straight away. He doesn't have to go through the diploma route.
Okay, and how much is this cost, both for diploma and for the bachelor? How much is it for the business admin? It's
all under 16,000, 15,969. They are within that 16,000 Canadian dollars. Canadian dollars usually it's lower than USD.
And there is still space for September?
Yes, there's still space for September.
All right. Thank you so much. Then I can go through MAPU and then I'll get across to you. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Munich, please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, please.
Okay, I wanted to find out for someone who is done with school, has
Mhm.
HND, since 2012 and has been working, but wants to apply for the postgraduate diploma to top up for BSc so he can go for masters. Is the gap too much for the person to apply?
2012
Yes.
it's I think about 11 years
10
ago.
years. Yes, 10, 11 years ago, yes.
11 years ago. To be honest, it's a bit of a long gap. It's a bit of a long gap.
Okay.
I would probably say it will be tough to want to use the diploma to apply, because you said you wanted to use it as a top up and then to go back and do the BSc.
No, not a top up, like postgraduate.
Okay,
to get
to
your
do
BSc, yes, to do your masters.
Do your masters, okay. At the moment, we don't even have any postgraduate, but we have that diploma. It's really tough, to be honest, because I think Maple will be able to advise you more about that. Because like I always say, it's not so much about the offer or whether or not I'm able to get you an offer. The question lies at the time of applying for your study permit, okay? Because that gap is something that something needs to be filled up there. Even though you've been working, either your personal statement has to be strong enough to be able to show extensively why that gap was there and why now you feel that you want to further your studies. Then obviously the other information we will need from you in terms of like your age and things like that. So these are things I think you need to contact Maple and they'll be able to advise you. And then at best see where they can, what is best to do, what options are best available for you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, I'm trying to get someone here to
Okay. Hello.
Please go ahead if you've been unmuted. Please say your name.
Okay.
What's your name?
Okay, my name is Mrs. Toke Olukanmi.
Okay, please go ahead, ma'am.
I'm trying to find out if your college offers speech therapy.
Oh no, ma, sorry.
Or audiology.
No, ma.
And now, okay, another thing is that you are showing us that for nursing for a 16-year-old child, you can only have either WAHEC, NECO, and or NAPTEP. It's not a must we should have IGCSE.
No, it's not a must. You must have IGCSE. So you must have WAHEC. You must have one of those ones. You must also have your high school transcript. You have to have the transcript.
Is it secondary school? The high school, is it from SS1, from their secondary, or right from GSS1?
Right from GSS1. But if you can get from SS1, which would indicate, to be honest, we could have from GS1, but from SS1 is where you would have all those where you selected whether you are science or art or commercial. Right? So what we need from you, because the GS1 is just as of formality, so they have the entire transcript. But SS1 are the ones that SS1 is what we look at, so we can see the progression of all the chemical stuff, those elements.
Because I actually changed my local school now. So are we going to get the high school results ready now against next year for a child that will be graduating by May?
May next year.
May this year, May WAHEC this year, May, June, July.
So it's necessary, right?
Yes, presently necessary.
Yes, I mean, yes, you can definitely request for it now. What course did you say the child wants to do?
Nursing.
Nursing, yes. Yes, you can definitely apply. You can definitely request for it now. It's just that obviously with nursing, if graduates in May, you can't apply now. Some is going to be next year.
Okay.
For computer, uncle.
For computer science, can we still apply now?
That has already graduated.
That has already graduated.
Yes, you can apply for computer science.
Okay, what fee are we looking at for nursing?
Same question. People are just asking the same question.
So for nursing, just bear with them, sir. Sometimes, everyone's questions, it's all in their mind how they feel they want to ask it. So it's okay. I'm here to answer your questions. Don't worry.
Thank you for saying that.
And I will answer yours as well, too, sir. Be quick.
I know you will not be tired of us as much as the question comes in different ways.
Yeah, next year, September. It's next year, September. Next year,
So
September.
what's the
So
fee like? The fee for nursing, what's the fee like?
15,000 Canadian dollars.
Computer for this year.
Computer is about 15,900 something, so about it's under 16,000.
Okay.
Sorry, with the issue of this transcripts, for someone that has had that have graduated from secondary school, right? Are we going to take from SS1, or do you insist we get from SS1 to SS3?
Oh God, same question.
I didn't understand. We need to clarify that, please.
Get
We just need clarification.
Sorry, can you hear me clearly? Ma? Get the entire transcript. The school would make use of what they need. So you don't have transcript that is not complete. Yes.
So who are we? Are you the one who will be contacting all the time? What if you are busy? There's somebody else that can pick your call on our behalf.
I just answered. I said Maple, ma. Maple.
Okay.
Can I ask my question now, please?
Please go ahead with your question, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Please. Yeah, I asked a question. I put my question on the chat, but I can as well ask now.
Yes, please.
Can a graduate of PSW study practical nursing in your college, please?
Sorry, please. I'm not familiar with some of these abbreviations. What's PSW?
The personal support worker.
Okay.
Yeah. Can it transfer to your college to study the practical nursing? He's also one of Maple students. So he's graduated already as a graduate of PSW.
Apply for practical nursing diploma. Yes, so you're applying for practical nursing, the 2-year diploma program. Yes, you're eligible to apply.
Okay, even with the graduate in personal support worker, you still have to spend 2 years for the practical nursing.
The practical nursing is a standard 2 years. Yes.
2 years. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Please go ahead, Sam, with you.
Yes. Somebody that have it doesn't have, he have WIEC, but it doesn't have chemistry. Can the person still apply for nursing?
For nursing?
Yes. It doesn't have chemistry, but it has biology, English, maths.
And physics.
And physics. But it doesn't have chemistry.
I want
to do nursing.
I advise you apply for Bachelor's of Science, because without the chemistry, there's 2 ways to it. So I would say apply for the nursing, and then maybe also apply for the Bachelor's of Science as a backup. Why? Because with the Bachelor's of Nursing, chemistry is one of the requirements that you must have. If you don't have that, then they might probably suggest that you might do a college prep. Okay, but because it's very competitive, and if there's no more space, they might not be able to. They might just put you on a waiting list, and then to the following session or thereabouts when they can find a space for you. So they would usually allocate priority to those who already have a complete, components, if you understand what I mean.
Yes,
so those are the truthful ways to be able to look at it. So if you are keen that it's nursing, but you still want to do the science field, you can actually, that's my own suggestion. You apply for Bachelor's of Science, and you also apply for nursing, and then you see whether and which one you're able to pick.
Okay, the 2-year nursing, how is it diploma or BSc?
There are two. We have 2 different types of nursing. We have Bachelor's of Nursing, which is 4 years.
Okay.
And we also have your practical nursing, which is 2 years.
Okay.
Hello. So the Bachelor's of Nursing is 4-year degree, and the 2-year one is a diploma program.
The diploma program. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
I'm with you. Good afternoon. Please go ahead, ma'am. No, your network is breaking up. I can't hear you.
I had to ask my question. Yes,
Yes.
I'm a lecturer actually with my BSc.
Okay.
Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay. I said I'm a lecturer in chemistry. So I have my background in chemistry, BSc, MSc, and trying to round off my PhD. So, but I want to switch to guidance and counseling now for postgraduate diploma. I don't know if I'm eligible. I'm 37. I should be 37 this year.
Okay, so we don't have that course available that you just mentioned. So that's the challenge. So we don't have that course.
What? You don't have postgraduate diploma in
We don't have
that. Okay. What's available option? Can you hear me?
Yeah, for your background, you have an MSc, you have a PhD, you would have to go through a more advanced route as opposed to a diploma route.
Yeah. Okay. You suggest that I should go through what? Diploma, postgraduate diploma in another field?
No, you mentioned that you already have a BSc, you have a master's.
Yeah.
You have a PhD.
No, not yet, but I'm trying to round off my PhD.
Yeah, so with that, even with a master's, you can't with a master's then go back and start doing a diploma.
So which other options do we have?
Well, my school doesn't have any of the options available for you. So that's the challenge, because it's like a ladder. If you're going up a ladder and then you've gone from that to master's and you're doing about to run off a PhD, it's almost like you're trying to climb the ladder back down.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Damilola. Okay.
Hi,
Well done. You're doing a great job. I just want to make inquiry. The application fee, is there a fee, application fee waiver, or it's compulsory one has to pay the application fee?
There is an application fee to pay, yes. So application fees are not waived, I'm sorry, at the moment.
Okay. That's number one. Okay. So number two, I sent a message or a chat that I have a master's in computer science, although I have a BSc in computer science 2005. So there is a gap. So now, if I don't want to use my master's, I want to use my BSc. And I have a working experience. I've worked in the bank and I work presently with a research institute. And I want to go for diploma in bank business administration management. Is it possible for me, considering the gap and my age? I'm 42 years.
It's tough, ma. I must be honest. It's actually tough because of the age. Like I think someone in Maple left their contact number, so I want you to chat with them privately so that they can see what other options are available to you. Considering the age and not so much about my school, I bothered about age, but in terms of the Canadian embassy, the IRCC, they might have a different look of things. And also, I wanted to ask, why would you not want to use the master's? What year and what was the master's in?
Yeah, master's in computer science, but 2020.
No, that's more recent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's recent, but the age.
You can't use a master's to apply for a diploma.
But can I use a master to apply for a postgraduate diploma?
But not for just a normal diploma. Maybe for a postgraduate diploma, and it's somehow linked to what your master's was in. Yes, maybe that might fly, maybe. But I'm not. Okay. I can't see for that for a diploma course. No.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right.
All right, hello.
Yes, I'm with you, please.
All right, I just wanted to chip in that if you are above the age of, say, 30, Keyano College might not be suitable for you, since they mostly offer diploma programs and
undergraduate
bachelor's degree. So if you want to speak to a representative from Maple, we will drop our email address and phone number in the chat box. So you can just text us or send a WhatsApp message or send an email and it will get back to you. For now, Toke is focusing on diploma programs, which are very different from postgraduate programs, and focusing on the bachelor's program degrees in Keyano College. Simeon, please, you can go ahead with your question about muted.
Okay, there's something I want to, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, there's something I really want to clarify. You said the application fee is $107.
Yes, that goes, yes, 107 is requested for that application fee. Yeah.
Okay, and he said the admission deposit will be $750.
750, yes.
So all these are separated from the $15,000 you said a year.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I want to ask again for the accommodation. How much are we looking at for the accommodation?
Accommodation, it varies. So accommodation starts from about $600 to about $1,000 Canadian dollars per month.
Per month, 600 to, sorry, I didn't get that.
600 to 1,000 Canadian dollars per month. So averagely between 8,400 to about 12,000 Canadian dollars per year.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you.
I think that's all for now. Thank you.
Trying to unmute. I'm not sure what his name is. They've asked him to unmute.
Okay, I think my sister just left and she's trying to come in.
Hello.
Hello, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I asked a question before, but I just want to clear this particular one. Maybe I didn't hear when you must have answered the question.
No
I wanted to
problem.
know in terms of fees, the tuition fees between nursing, the practical nursing for diploma and the nursing BSc nursing. What's
Okay,
the fees? Yeah, the difference in the fees like.
Practical nursing, I think, is between 18. It's between, so there are different fees you pay each year. So practical nursing, I think, is about 18,000 and upwards. But for the bachelor's of nursing, it's about 15,000 Canadian dollars.
About
15.
Okay.
15 for the bachelor's of nursing. Whereas for the practical nursing, it's up from about 18,000 Canadian dollars.
Ah. Is it not the other way around? I was thinking that the bachelor should be higher. Okay. Okay. That's all right. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, calling, I did my undergraduate in philosophy, that's Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, that was 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, and all this while I had the intention of doing my master's, but I'm considering, is it possible for me to go ahead doing like a diploma in social work?
Well, I think what you need to do is you need to contact a representative of Maple, so they need to see your result and see your what can I use now? Let's say your sequence of your career path. Okay. Yeah. And then once we receive all that, we can then evaluate and see whether you would be a suitable candidate for social work. Having just said this, just vaguely, I wouldn't be able to give the best advice. So yes, there might definitely be options for you, but you need to obviously contact a representative in Maple, send your results to them, and then we can sit together and then we'll figure out which course might be appropriate for you. You mentioned 2015, and that's just about 7 or is it 8 years? 8 years ago.
Graduate program,
yeah. 8 years ago. So yeah, it's still fair enough. Let's just walk around first of all, getting your results, and then seeing progressively what your grades have been, as well as what courses are available for you. If it's a social work you're interested in, then we can see whether or not, based on your previous experience, whether it's possible.
Okay. That'll be fine. But it was sometime I contacted. No, I think I've done that. I did that some time ago, and I had to even pay an application fee of 20,000 naira.
So follow up as well. So just follow. They've got their contact details down. So if you've done that, you also need to do following up from your side, and see to it that you know what exactly.
Okay. Okay.
All right then. Thank you. Let me take other questions since there are so many hands up, so I don't leave them waiting for too long.
Nkiru, Awushika.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, hi, Nkiru.
Yeah, thank you, Toke. I've enjoyed your class so well. My question is, I have a son who is in SS3 now. So my question is, on those flyers we were showing during the class, where you have Bachelor of Science Engineering. So I want to know what classes of engineering are covered there. And is it an undergraduate program or a diploma program?
So our engineering program, like I've already mentioned, we don't have any postgraduate programs. Our engineering program is a bachelor's we don't have any postgraduates, I mean. So the engineering program that you might have seen is actually an undergraduate program. It's 4 years. Now, the engineering, bachelor's of engineering that we currently hold at Keyano is actually an umbrella of engineering. So when I say that is, I have students who say to me, but I want to do aerokinetic engineering. I want to do chemical. I want to do mechanical. You know, they have the different engineering that they desire. But the truth of the matter is that with this engineering at Keyano, it's an umbrella of engineering. So you cover things like environmental, computer, mechanical, all the different aspects of engineering are the modules that you would cover. Now, why this is done so is because it's a transferable program. So what happens is that you first of all start that program at Keyano, the first year, second year, and then the school would transfer you to a university where you would finish up in the same province or whether in another province. You make the choice. It's really up to you. So you would be transferred, and at the point of transferring, you have some students who would then opt and decide that, oh, I actually want to do automobile engineering because I've had some exposure when I took module blah blah blah, and now I know. So what the Keyano College does is it introduces you to engineering as a whole. So you have a good, because there are people who actually start mechanical engineering, for instance, and decide, I'm not sure this is actually mechanical engineering I actually wanted to do, maybe it was chemical or something like that. But what Keyano does, it gives you the option to be able to be introduced into engineering as a whole, and then going forward, you can then opt and decide which one exactly you want to specialize in.
Okay, so is that the point of you taking a decision on your specialty that they transfer you to another university?
No, you're transferred either way. It's a transfer program. You don't finish off at Keyano. When you're transferring, you can then decide which one you want to specialize in.
Okay, but the entire program should be 4 years.
It's all 4 years. They're all 4 years. Yeah.
Okay. Then another question I have is on the fees, because I was watching closely on the flyers and I was seeing 5,000, 6,000 per term. But during the questioning session now, I've been hearing 16,000, below 16,000.
Okay, so how that is perceived is that the tuition, for instance, that I mentioned is 16, for instance, or 15. That's for the entire year. And in a year, you have what we call term, but they're actually called semesters, sorry. So we call them term here. We say first term, second term. They call them semesters. So in a year, let me use the term, let me use what we call term, but so you can be more conversant with the word they use, semester. There are 2 semesters, what we also will call 2 terms. So in first semester, which you will call first term, you will pay a certain amount. The second semester, you pay another amount. You have paid for the entire year. So there are 2 semesters in a year. So if you start in January, you pay January, right, to February, to March, to April, to May. That's first semester. Then second semester will start maybe end of May or June. May, June, July, August, takes you all the way to September. That's 1 year complete. So yes, it's actually true that yes, the fees could range from about 5,000 to about 6,000 per semester.
Okay.
Semester.
It's clear.
But when you're paying for the year, you'll be paying that amount, which may be depending on what course, because they all have different fee ranges. So for the one that is just as engineering, I think engineering is about 16,000. So you're beginning about between 7,500 or 8,000 thereabouts per semester. Then second semester, you pay another 8,000 Canadian dollars. Can you mute yourself, please? So anything that regards proof of funds, please direct your questions to Maple. They would guide you in terms of, because that's more of your study permits and immigration. So I usually don't advise area. My main focus would be more on about your course and choice of course and admission processes, but I wouldn't cover in terms of visa applications and things like that, so that you can get well qualified representatives that can cover those areas. So you can be able to ask those questions directly to them. But yes, in terms of proof of funds usually are required, and you need to pay. You need to be able to show at least 6 months bank statement, which I know, and things like that. But every other question, I would probably say direct them to Mabel.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, please.
Okay, my name is Enoch. I follow up all through. At a point, I just needed to clarify that area. It looks as if age is really, I understand how you explain that aspect of the age. Though I went to school very late and just to become someone great. So I did most of my schooling very late. I had NC. But of recent, I had a 2-1, that's in History Education, University of Lagos. So I don't know where I'm 39, going to 40 in a matter of few months. Where do I stand in this discourse?
Okay, like the lady was saying that you need to contact an Maple representative. Why they're saying that is because my school usually focuses a lot about undergraduate courses, okay, and diploma courses. But there are other options that might be available for either postgraduate diploma courses, masters, or a PhD or MBA or any of those kind of things that would be suitable for the age. That is not my own, because I don't have that. That's not the school I represent. So I won't be able to speak on these things. But they are able to listen to those inquiries. If you contact them, they will be able to guide you and then look for the best options for you that's available for you. There will definitely be something available, but it's just not what I have.
Yes, I understand that your jurisdiction. I understand.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I will be waiting for you to give us the update regarding the NEPO site details.
It's on the chat.
Okay.
They put it a couple of times. You can copy it there.
Yes, please. Our details are in the chat box. Just copy it from there. We will be running up this meeting in about a minute or so. So, Toke, you can just like round off. Any last words you want to say?
Thank you. So I know that a lot of hands up. Not to worry. I believe that you can still contact Maple and they will be able to answer any of your questions, and the questions will still be answered by myself or Maple themselves as well to be able to answer any of your questions. So don't fret or worry that your questions were not answered. All in all, I think what we need to bear in mind is that when you think of Keyano, think of low tuition fees, think of undergraduate courses that are available and also that are available for you to apply now, your business administration, your social, you also have your bachelor's of social work. So if you're looking to do an undergraduate course, definitely Keyano is your go-to school, and it's probably your most affordable school in terms of even living expenses as well. So if you do your comparison to other colleges. So yes, this session would also be recorded. So if you want to go back and go through this entire session again, you would obviously receive the recording as well too. But I also wanted to say thank you all very much for taking time out to listen to me about this, and I hope to meet you all soon again, and yes, to be able to assist you wherever I can. And have the rest of your afternoon a great and wonderful one. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Toke. All right, so thank you everyone for joining. And once again, if you want to contact Maple, details are in the chat box. We also help with admissions, counseling, admissions processing, and visa processing. So if you're interested in any of that, just reach out to the email address or the phone numbers below. All right, thank you everyone, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you very much. Take care, everyone.